Welcome to Infidelity Stories. In today's video, I'm about to share something that still feels unbelievable to me. Like a chapter of my life that was ripped straight out of a soap opera, but without the glossy TV ending. If you've ever thought betrayal couldn't touch you because you're careful, because you've already been through enough, because you trust the people around you, let me just tell you. Sometimes betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from the very people you thought you could lean on the most. So let's get into it. I'm 47 years old, divorced, and a single mom to a teenage son who means the world to me. My life has been pretty ordinary for a while now, even boring, some might say. I work as a night shift nurse, and anyone who knows what that means understands just how exhausting it can be. You learn to run on fumes. You learn to compartmentalize all the heavy things you see at work. And eventually, you stop expecting your personal life to be exciting because all your energy is drained before you even step through your own front door. But about a year ago, I stumbled onto something that gave me a spark of joy again: bowling. I know it doesn't sound glamorous, but for me, it was everything. It was an escape. It was a chance to laugh, to compete, to feel alive outside of work. I joined a league and found myself surrounded by a new circle of people who understood the grind of daily life and wanted the same thing. A couple of hours every week where you could just roll a ball and forget the world. I got better at it than I expected. I even qualified for a tournament, one that was out of town, about 3 hours away. It felt like a big deal, like something to look forward to, like a milestone in a life that had been feeling like one long loop of repetition. Of course, reality hit me pretty fast when I realized I couldn't just leave my son alone for the weekend. He's a teenager, and let's just say he's at that stage where independence sometimes means making questionable choices. I couldn't risk coming home to find my garage door in pieces again, or worse. His dad, my ex-husband, couldn't take him that weekend either. He was stuck on guard duty with the military. So I decided to bring my son along with me. We checked into this modest hotel with an indoor pool, and I was actually looking forward to it being a mix of business and bonding time. That first morning, I woke up sore but excited. I stretched, woke my son, and dragged him down to the breakfast buffet. The eggs were rubbery, the bacon was too crisp, and the muffins could have doubled as hockey pucks, but he was thrilled when he saw pancakes, so that was a win. We ate, laughed a little, and for once things felt light. I asked him what he wanted to do before I had to head back to the alley, and he lit up about going to the mall to check out GameStop. Now, I hate malls. They're crowded, loud, and expensive, but seeing him so animated, I caved. We walked through the crowds. He found an overpriced used game, and I bought it anyway because his smile was worth it. For a moment, it felt like the weekend was going to be one of those small, simple memories you treasure. Later that day, I went back to the tournament, ready to bowl my heart out. And here's where things started to shift. I didn't win, but one of my closest league friends, Sarah, actually took the top prize. She's been bowling with me since I joined, and we've become pretty close over the past year. I was genuinely happy for her, and when she invited me out with a group of players to celebrate, I decided to go. We walked across the street to a little bar, and the atmosphere was great: laughs, drinks, good energy all around. I don't usually drink much, but that night I let loose a little. I deserved it. It was during that celebration that I noticed something unusual. Sarah kept checking her phone almost obsessively, slipping away from the table every so often to answer calls or texts. At first, I thought nothing of it. We all have our reasons. But after the third or fourth time, the look on her face stuck with me. She wasn't just distracted. She was nervous, jittery, like a kid hiding something. I filed it away in my mind and kept enjoying the night. Around 1 in the morning, I stumbled back into the hotel room, a little tipsy but content. My son was asleep with the TV still on. I crawled into bed ready to crash, but my mind kept drifting back to Sarah's strange behavior. It wasn't like her. She was usually open, bubbly, and talkative. Now she seemed like she was guarding a secret. The next day, during a break between matches, I noticed Sarah wasn't around. No one else seemed to care, but something tugged at me. I wandered out toward the parking lot to stretch my legs, and that's when I saw her. She wasn't alone. She was leaning against a car, laughing softly, and the man standing in front of her made my stomach drop. It was my ex-husband. At first, my brain couldn't even process it. He was supposed to be on duty, nowhere near this town, nowhere near me. And yet there he was, standing too close to my friend, his hand brushing hers, the kind of body language that didn't lie. My chest tightened. I wanted to scream. I wanted to demand answers. But instead, I froze, watching from behind a row of cars like some pathetic spy. When they kissed, my heart cracked wide open. I couldn't believe it. Of all the people in the world, of all the possibilities, it had to be him and her. My ex, the father of my son. The man who had already put me through years of heartbreak, and my friend, the one person in the league I trusted most. I felt like I was suffocating, like the ground had given way beneath me. I didn't confront them right away. Instead, I went back inside, sat down, and tried to steady my hands enough to pick up a bowling ball. But my mind wasn't in it. My stomach was in knots, my throat dry. I knew I had to talk to her, but how? Do you walk up to your friend and say, "Hey, why are you making out with my ex-husband?" I didn't even have the words. That evening, back at the hotel, I sat across from my son at dinner, trying to act normal. He was too busy talking about his new game to notice how distracted I was. When I tucked him in and sat alone on the edge of the bed, the weight of it all came crashing down. Betrayal feels like poison. It seeps into everything: your memories, your trust, your ability to breathe without second-guessing yourself. The next morning, I finally cornered Sarah. I waited until she was alone in the hotel lobby, and I walked straight up to her. My voice was shaking, but steady enough to get the words out. "I saw you yesterday." With him, her face went pale. She didn't even try to deny it. Instead, tears welled up in her eyes, and she whispered, "I didn't mean for it to happen." Didn't mean for it to happen? That's the kind of excuse you expect from a teenager, not a grown woman sneaking around with her supposed friend's ex. I asked her how long it had been going on, and she admitted they'd been seeing each other for months. Months. All those times she told me she was busy or tired. She'd been with him. I felt rage boiling in my chest, but more than that, I felt this hollow ache. Like everything I thought I knew about both of them was a lie. I didn't cause a scene. I wanted to, believe me. But there were too many people around, and my son was upstairs. So I swallowed it. I told her we were done, our friendship was over, and I walked away before I could fall. Part right there in the lobby. For the rest of that weekend, I went through the motions. I bowled. I smiled when people talked to me. I even clapped for winners at the awards ceremony. But inside, I was a storm. Anger, sadness, disbelief. Every emotion tangled up together. On the drive home, my son chatted about his game, the pool, the trip. He was happy. He had no idea that his mom's world had just imploded again. And in that moment, I made a choice. I wasn't going to let this betrayal define me. I wasn't going to let their secret relationship poison me more than it already had. When I got home, I blocked Sarah's number. I told my ex-husband that if he wanted to waste his time chasing after my friends, that was his business, but he was never to bring that drama anywhere near our son. His silence on the other end of the phone told me everything I needed to know. He wasn't sorry. He wasn't ashamed. He'd made his choice just like she had. So here I am months later, finally telling this story out loud. Why? Because betrayal festers in the dark. Secrets keep you sick. But when you drag them into the light, you take your power back. Do I still feel the sting of what happened? Absolutely. But do I let it define me? No, I've learned that sometimes the people you think you can count on will be the very ones who twist the knife. And when that happens, you have to decide whether you're going to bleed out or whether you're going to heal, scar and all, and keep moving forward. So that's my story. A weekend that was supposed to be about bowling turned into a lesson about betrayal, trust, and the painful truth that not everyone deserves a place in your life. Now, I want to hear from you. What would you have done if you caught a friend in a situation like that? Would you have confronted them on the spot or walked away like I did? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm curious how others would handle it. And if you found this story shocking, don't forget to like the video. share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to Infidelity Stories so you never miss another jaw-dropping confession.